Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video to point out something interesting that I found on YouTube while I was eating lunch actually. What's interesting about the video I'm about to show you is it's the frontal crash video of a 2015 Chevy Silverado crew cab truck, 2500 HD. And we've talked a lot about frames, and I've made my point against and for fully boxed frames versus C-channel frames. But one of the true tests of how durable a frame is after an accident. And of course, the NTSB tests all these trucks to determine what type of rating it should get in a 35 mile an hour against a fixed barrier frontal crash. I want to show you something that's really interesting about the Silverado frame, and then I'll show you the Ford and the Ram frames as well. So Silverado likes to tout GM touts their fully boxed frame, but watching this video on this accident, when the truck actually gets into an accident, look at the frame deflection. I want you to see how much the frame actually bends where the bed is, and the bed actually makes contact with the cab of the truck. And this is really interesting because fully boxed, it's supposed to be a far more rigid frame, but watch this. Look at that. So that shows you that the frame's under severe stress here, and it's deflecting and it's actually bending to make contact with the cab. Now, let's look at the C-channel frame, which isn't supposed to be nearly as strong, according to GM, as their frame. Now, here is it's actually a 2012 F250 Super Crew, so it's the same configuration of truck as the Silverado. But what I want you to pay attention to is this area on this truck when it takes the exact same test, same speeds against a fixed barrier, and notice the significantly less deflection from the frame. At no point does the bed of the truck actually make contact with the cab on this truck, and it actually returns to a more natural point once it's done. Now, to be fair, we're going to look at the Ram. Same configuration, same type of truck, same test. On this particular truck, also with a fully boxed frame, both Ram and GM like to brag about their frame versus Ford's open C-channel frame. Notice the deflection of this frame. It's actually far severe than even the GM truck. And this truck actually has permanent frame damage from this type of accident. Once it returns to a static position, the frame and the whole back is actually tilted upward significantly. And here's another view of the Ram from the other side where you can see the same thing occurring, and actually you can see the back panel bending or buckling under that type of stress. Now keep in mind, both GM and Ram have bragged about how much stronger their frames are because they used high-strength steel versus the Super Duty's mild steel, because it was fully boxed versus the open C-channel that Ford used. But you can look for yourself in this particular model, which is the Super Cab version, exact same results as the extended or the crew cab version of this truck, where the bed does not make contact with the frame, with the chassis cab at any point. You can look at the same videos, you can look up all the different truck manufacturers, and you'll notice the exact same results from all the tests. If you look up the GM version of this video, where they actually have an extended cab version as well, exact same results. The GM bed makes contact with the cab of the truck, and it doesn't hold together, or it doesn't stay as rigid as the Ford in any of the tests. And that's also the same with Ram. So the point of all this is that you can just tell a lot of this is marketing hype, right? A lot of it is just the manufacturers trying to brag about some piece of technology they think is better than another. But I think this video clearly demonstrates that the Super Duty frame, being an open C-channel, being over a 1/4 inch thick, fully boxed in the front, is a significantly stronger and more rigid platform when it comes to direct weight, as well as the ability for it to flex under severe stress, at least from a forward and backward, not side-to-side perspective, which also points out the fact that they were accurate in the fact that it was designed to flex from side to side to absorb some of the side-to-side movement of weight being over the back. So I just wanted to point this out. I hope you guys learned something from this. I think it clearly points out the point that I've been making about open C versus box channel. And if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.